In this video, I'll be sharing with you the best smart money entry techniques with a low risk rate that nobody talks about. As a trader, we always want a high probability trade with a minimal loss. And in this video, that will be one of the very things I'm going to show you. How you can have the best sniper entry using the smart money trading concept and with a very low risk. So my indicator window, if you look at it, I have a relative strength index. The period is 6. You apply to close. You can see the levels. You change this background color to the color of your screen. So if your screen is black, kindly change that color to black. Mine is white, and that is why this color remains white. Then after that, we have our commodity channel index. The period is 14. The level is what you are seeing here, minus 100 and 100. The color is black. So if you've done your setting correctly, your chart will be looking exactly like mine. So the question now is, how do we take advantage of this? Now the goal, the application of this indicator window is not for us to determine overbought or oversold zone. So this window indicator will help us to determine divergence. So we are looking at this divergence in the direction of the trend. Okay, so this divergence is in the direction of the trend. What that simply means is that, for instance, price is in an uptrend and price is giving us higher high. So if our point of interest is at this structural point and price begin to pull back into this structural point, we want to see a divergence of this price pulling down, one price to give us a divergence, which means that price is coming down. The indicator window should be going up, giving us opposite of what price is doing. So when we see that, we now conclude that we have come to the end of this pullback, and then we have to make a new high. So that is exactly what we will be applying this divergence in order for us to do. And we'll be making our entry confirmation is two-way. Number one, we'll be making our entry confirmation on a 1 hour time frame using a candlestick pattern. And we'll be using just two types of candlesticks. We'll be using either a pin bar candle, or we'll be using an engulfing candlestick pattern. A pin bar or a hammer candle or an engulfing candlestick pattern. So any of these can be bullish or bearish depending on the price scenario. So having established that, we'll begin by trading always identifying the trend of the market. So if you look from this zone, you realize that price is in an uptrend. So now I will want to do this in order to show you something very much effective. So let's do it this way. Looking at price movement in this zone, let me show you what price is doing. Right? So look at this. In this area, I see that price gives us a lower high. We have a lower low, we have a lower high, we have a lower low. So here is our structural point. And if you look at this carefully, price break this structural point because the body of this candle closes above this lower high. So that becomes a break of structure. So now that structure has been broken, our concern now is on this particular range. So on this range is where we are concerned about. So what do we want to see? Because structure has already been broken here. We will now want to identify our point of interest. So this point of interest can be an order block. It can be a smart money cube. It can be a fair value gap. So now looking at this range, which is this particular movement that break the structure. So in this movement, we have this candle, which is our bullish order block. So what do? We'll mark this order block as our point of interest. After marking this order block, we don't have any fair value gap here. We don't have a smart money cube here. So what do? How do we get this perfect entry? We can as well use our Fibonacci retracement tool to identify what zones we are. So let's do that. So in this scenario, price move all the way to, you can see that this pullback came all the way to 61.8 level of our Fibonacci retracement tool. Now, having established that, it means we are in our discount zone. So what do we want to do? We want to come in with our trade, right? So look at this. Price has gone, so we'll now wait for price to pull back into our point of interest. And now this is price coming back into the point of interest. So now that price is coming back, we now move to our 1 hour time frame. So let's go back and see what exactly happened. So you see, this is the point of interest, and look at this. This is price pulling back into that zone. So like here is our, what I want to show you now is a typical divergence. I just saw a divergence. You can see that perfectly well, and immediately we get this. Remember, I told you that once we are in the direction of the trend and you are getting a divergence in the pullback, it shows that we have come to the end of that retracement, and this is effective 90%. So you can see that divergence, and immediately you get this divergence. It already signaled to us that we are in the end of that particular pullback. And then look at this, what happened? We get a pin bar candlestick formation. So immediately this pin bar candle close, we enter with our buy and would have been in that trade. So you can see how the sniper entry is and how effective it is. So let's keep progressing. So from there, price went all the way to give us this new high. So now we have a new structural point. So here, look at this. Now we have our higher high and our higher low. Now we have a new higher high, right? Now this new higher high, what is our new range? This movement now, this new high that was created becomes our new range. So in this new high that was created, we are now going to identify our point of interest again. So we keep repeating the same pattern over and over again as the price progresses. So looking at this, what is our point of interest? 1 is our order block. So here is our order block, and I've marked the order block, which is this last bearish candle. Again, do we have a smart money cube? No, we don't have a smart money cube. Do we have an imbalance? The answer is yes. We have this particular imbalance. So the imbalance is very close to my order block, which is this. So I am going to join both the order block and the imbalance together. So you can see that now this is how beautiful it is. So now that I have this range, this is my range. Do I have a smart money cube? The answer is yes. Sorry, no. Do I have another imbalance? Yes. This is the imbalance. But however, this imbalance is very far from my discount zone. So if I put my Fibonacci retracement tool and I'm considering my pullback, this is exactly what I got. So you can see that this imbalance is around the 23 to 38 zone of the Fibonacci retracement. So this is not a valid one for me. 23 zone, because this is the imbalance I'm referring to. So that is too high. It is not at a discount zone. So we should be considering anything from 50 to the downside. And so what do we have? We are now left with our order block. Okay, so you can now see the price pull back into this order block. Now one thing I want to show you quickly is look at the reaction of price in this zone. Price came down with a wick, but the body of the candle did not close below this. So which means that this zone is still a valid zone. So now that price has returned inside of this zone, what do we want to see? We'll now move to our 1 hour time frame, where we will be making our entry. So this is our 1 hour time frame, and then here we are. You can see price return into this zone. Now you need to train your eye to identify this. What you are seeing here is a divergence. How tiny it is a divergence. It will only take a trained eye to be able to identify that. Let me use the crosshair for you to see. Can you see that? This first low now, you can see where that first low is. The first low is here, as tiny as it is. And then let me move the second one now for you to see. So you can see that. So that is a divergence, and we now use our candlestick pattern for us to make our entry. What candlestick do we have? We have this bearish, bullish engulfing candle, and you can see how that price rally to the upside. So that is how we get in there. So look at this price movement again. Afterwards, where is our next order block? We are now concerned with this range, because that is the range that price gave after that incident. So in this range now, this range, this movement took away the liquidity of this high. So this is our new higher high, and this is our new higher low. So in all of this movement, what do we want to identify? Simple. Here, if you look at this range, from this higher low to this higher high, we have a fair value gap. This fair value gap already was mitigated by this, and it was in the same range. So here now we have a fair value gap here, right? and we have this particular order block. We don't have a smart money cube. So this particular one is too high, is not in our discount zone, so we are not taking it. So we're only left with this valid order block. So what do we now do? We'll kindly mark out this order block. So mark out this our order block, very perfect, and then we'll move to our 1 hour time frame, and let's see what happened on the 1 hour time frame and exactly how price behaves. So you can see what happened here. Price return back, look at this, and give us this candlestick formation. So you can see that pin back candlestick formation, and from there price took off to the upside. So you see how effective these things are. None of this has failed. So your ability to recognize structural point is very, very much important. Now in this particular scenario, look at this. Let me mark this out for you. This is a smart money cube. And look at what happened. This is a recent movement. Let's go to 1 hour. In this smart money cube, what do we have? So now you can see how price return into the smart money cube. And to make things easy for you, look at this. It's in the direction of the trend, so we are looking for a buying opportunity. So can you see that we have this divergence and price pull to the upside? So these strategies are always effective. All you need to do is for you to train your eyes and become an expert in identifying this. And I believe you have learned something new. So if you were to be in this trade, look at your stop loss here. At that low, you'll take profit at this high. Okay, so I'd love to get your feedback. If you have a question, ask in the comment section and I'll be there to answer you. Thank you for watching. If you are not subscribed to this channel yet, what are you waiting for? Click on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified when we upload our next video. And there is a link in the description of this video that will take you to a Telegram group where you can make inquiry on how to join our training and mentorship class, and as well as you can get a free signal on the Telegram group. Thank you and see you in the subsequent video.